Hey, what's up guys? Minty here back again with another video, and that being the official second upload of the Minty Mobile Games podcast. Now, this is going to be episode 1, the official first episode, the previous being episode 0, kind of mostly just introducing the podcast to you guys and kind of to feel out whether or not you guys want more of the podcast and see how the reception was. And like I said, I don't need this podcast to blow up or be popular or anything. As long as a core few of you really value this podcast, I will continue it and put effort into the podcast. So special thank you to those of you who commented and liked and viewed the previous podcast. It really meant a lot, and it honestly was more than I was expecting for episode 0 of the Minty Mobile Games podcast. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are. Thank you so much. And again, with this episode, please let me know any feedback or opinions about anything that I talk about or anything when it comes to the Minty Mobile Games podcast in the comment section down below. I will really, really appreciate it. Now, hopefully the sound is a little bit better and you guys don't hear me going every 2 seconds on this one. I've fiddled the settings because I'm working with a very good stream mic, and so it's just a lot more sensitive and high quality, so I'm still learning how to use this equipment, but I'm very grateful for it. So again, bear with me through the learning process of this podcast, but I appreciate it. I just wanted to make one last podcast before the new year. 2022 is right around the corner. That is so weird to say, actually. And I wanted to slide this podcast in. I'm actually recording it before Christmas, just getting it done so that I could just upload it after the holidays, right before the new year. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it then. But no guest for this episode. I know I've been teasing some guests, but there will be no guest this episode because they are busy relaxing and enjoying the holidays and being busy during the holidays in some cases too. So they will be during the new year, so that's another thing to look forward to. So you guys are stuck with me. I am so sorry, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this regardless. But anyways, enough fluff from me, enough rambling. That's going to be the tradition, I guess, is me rambling in the intro of every episode. So, oh well, the tradition has been started. It's 2 times in a row. Let's make it 3 times next time. Now, this is going to be a very loose, bulleted podcast, so to speak, not super regiment, not a regiment to stick to. It's going to be very natural, discussion-based, kind of go with the flow, because those are my favorite to listen to personally, and so since this is my podcast, we're going to do it that way, so I hope you guys appreciate it. But I figured for this episode, the meat of the episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about my background in mobile gaming, what got me into mobile gaming, what birthed my passion for mobile gaming, and what made me caused me to write for Touch Arcade, start this YouTube channel, stuff like that, because I've kind of sprinkled this information in many videos over this past year, just little bits and bobs here and there. But some of you, I'm aware some of you may have never watched those videos or even remember what I said, but I always find it interesting to see what got people into mobile gaming initially. And I'm interested to know what got you guys into mobile gaming initially. So please tell me in the comment section down below. I'm very curious, actually. I know some of you and why you enjoy mobile gaming, but what initially got you into it, and why do you stick with mobile gaming, and what fascinates you about mobile gaming? And because that's how we've met, that's how we've gotten to know each other, that's how you found me in this YouTube channel. So I'm very interested to know. But like mobile gaming, despite its huge popularity increase this year, it still feels kind of like a side thing or a niche thing. And I don't know why it feels that way. But that's what makes it so much more fascinating when you meet others who are obsessed with mobile gaming or big fans of mobile gaming or participate in mobile gaming content or mobile games in general. So I just think it's a very interesting subject, but I'm definitely going to date myself with this podcast, and you guys are going to really feel how old Mint truly is. So I got my first cell phone in high school. Now, I got it at 16 years old, and that was kind of a normal thing back in the day. Cell phones, you never got them until you were about 16 or 17 or even older sometimes. But now kids get them at like 9. It's crazy. But my first phone was the LG Scoop, which was the first release of a phone with a full keyboard that like slides out, like a full keyboard of buttons, other than the BlackBerry. And so that really dates me. I grew up in the Razr phone era. That was like the hottest phone, the Razr flip phone, if you guys know what I'm saying. So that was my first cell phone, and I was very lucky to have it. And this is also back in the day when you could get cell phones for pretty cheap, other types of cell phones and stuff. And I played certain mobile games a little bit, like Tetris. Actually, my love for Tetris, which is my favorite puzzle game of all time. One of my favorite video games of all time is Tetris, actually. And I actually loved the officially licensed Tetris game on a weird Nokia phone that was not even a flip phone. It was just kind of like a brick. And I loved that game, and that's what really caused me to love Tetris. So I also played Snake on my dad's brick Nokia phone that you could build houses out of those phones back in the day. And I also played Brick Breaker on my dad's BlackBerry because he was kind of a businessman, or at least an office man, so to speak. And so those are some of my first experiences with mobile gaming, but I didn't know what mobile gaming was. I wasn't fascinated with it. It was just something to pass the time when I had nothing else to do. But iPod Touches, the first generation, came out while I was in high school as well. And I actually found a broken iPod Touch in the parking lot. The screen was shattered in so many places, but it worked perfect. The charge port, everything, the headphone jack worked perfectly as well. And I could not find the owner of this. I went to the Lost and Found. They didn't take it, and so I took it back. They allowed me to take it back. And I found it in the parking lot. No one claimed it. So I was very lucky. And that is what birthed my interest in mobile games, was this little iPod Touch. And I explored the earliest iterations of the App Store, just the simplest games, and I would just download games every day and try them out. And this is where my fascination began. And so it was kind of just a fun thing to download new games, play with them for a bit, and put them down, basically. So I wasn't really obsessed with one mobile game, so to speak, but the earliest iterations of the App Store, those games are very, very simple. One touch or swiping mechanics, or just doodads or apps that were like you unload and load a gun and fire it, and like just doodads to just experiment with and just fiddle with, or like the little, oh, I'm drinking beer kind of thing, and it has the physics of the gyro motion of the iPod Touch and stuff like that. So very, very archaic apps, but that is where my fascination began. And so I didn't have a smartphone until my freshman year of college, which I got a hand-me-down Android smartphone given to me by a girl that was honestly kind of just a friends with benefits kind of situation. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but she gave me her old smartphone, and that's where I truly started delving into games, mobile games, and playing them every day. Instead of just using them as, oh, I'm going to download a few games today and just try them out and delete them instantly. This is where I started finding games that I truly loved and really made me even more curious in the mobile gaming space. Because as a college student, you have a lot of downtime between classes sometimes, and sometimes you don't have homework to work on, or you just need a break. You don't want to haul around like a portable gaming system or something. And this is where I discovered the earliest game that I can remember that I played religiously every day for at least a month or two was Puzzles and Dragons. That was one of the first games that I made me really realize. I was like, wow, mobile games are so cool. They are very, very like unique experiences, and they can be solid gaming experiences. And if you guys have ever played, played Puzzles and Dragons, I don't know why I keep on struggling to say that. The puzzle mechanics are actually so solid, and the RPG mechanics are so solid. That game is still alive today, and for good reason. And so that's what really made me realize, wow, mobile gaming can be its own thing and provide a solid experience on mobile. And ever since that day, I kept on looking for new games and stuff like that. I don't really have a good memory of what followed. I remember I would try to download a lot of games that reminded me of Pokemon, and I downloaded emulators and experimented with emulators because Android is a lot more lenient with that kind of stuff. But other than that, then I went on a 2-year church mission, a volunteer church mission. And then, obviously, during that church mission, I kind of surrendered most of my possessions, including my phone, and used a phone that was provided by the mission that I was attending. And so when I returned, things had, after 2 years, mobile and then mobile gaming in general had evolved quite a bit after that. And so when I got back, the iPhone 6 was the new hottest phone that just came out within the past like 4 months. And my dad was like, hey, you can get the iPhone 6 and I'll just buy it for you, which was a huge deal. My parents have always made me buy my own things ever since I can remember. But since I had just gotten home from volunteering for 2 years, he was feeling generous, I guess. And he's like, I'll buy you that for free, or you can pay for the upgrade to get the iPhone 6 Plus. And looking back at it, I wish I would have saved up and paid for the upgrade. And he would have paid for the base price of the iPhone 6, but then the Plus and the price difference I would have paid. And I would have loved that. But I got an iPhone 6 for free. Can't complain. Very, very grateful. Very, very spoiled at that moment. A huge earth-shattering moment for me as a kid, because I was never necessarily spoiled, which I appreciate now. But looking back at it, looking back at it, I appreciated that. But in the moment, I always felt kind of gypped, and I saw everyone else's parents. That's besides the point. We're going down a tangent. I'm making it a therapy session. But that was like one of the first moments I felt really spoiled. So with that iPhone 6, like I said, I sold off all my game systems in college right before my mission. And so when I got back, I still had no game systems except for a PlayStation 1 and a Super Nintendo, because that's one of my other gaming passions, is collecting for those systems. If you guys want to see a video on that and my collections, and I can show them to you guys and stuff, I would love to do that. So just let me know in the comment section down below as well. So I didn't have any gaming systems, so my iPhone 6 became my gaming system, and that's how I gamed. And so I remember just downloading every game under the sun, because mobile games had progressed so much over that 2-year span. Graphics were great. And then I found a little game called Vainglory. Now, Vainglory blew my mind. And you guys have heard me gush about Vainglory. It's my favorite mobile game I have ever found or played, and probably ever will. It will never get topped because of the nostalgia and how grateful I am for it getting me into mobile gaming solid. Like, this is what solidified my passion. I had a fascination, it grew, my curiosity grew, my fascination grew, and then this solidified it as a passion, and it was something that was not going to go away. And so I became obsessed with Vainglory. The graphics were unprecedented at the time, and they still hold up today. And the gameplay, wow. It was a MOBA, and I hated MOBAs on PC and laptops and stuff. But this solidified it into a fast-paced, shorter matches, just a solid experience that you could easily have on another platform. And mobile, it felt like you were playing a full-fledged game, but on mobile on your phone. And so on my little iPhone 6, I played the crap out of Vainglory ever since. I loved that game. And so Vainglory birthed and made my passion. Without Vainglory, I would not be talking to you on this podcast, on this YouTube channel at all. Thank you, Vainglory. So Vainglory started it all. That was the catalyst. And ever since then, I went to college, and I won't tell you guys the college after that because it's near where I live. But I went to college again to wrap up my college, my 4 years of college, and I bought an iPad that my friend used for sales. So it was my roommate, and he had an iPad that he only used for sales, and he never used it. And so I bought his iPad off of him for super cheap, and that like allowed me to play Vainglory even better, and that gave me even more to mess with in the mobile gaming space. And that's just how it absolutely took off from there. And I would watch mobile games, I would download mobile games, I would look and read through forums, especially Touch Arcade, and eventually I found Touch Arcade through just a random search. I don't remember how, but I loved Touch Arcade and the articles they would bring out back in the day, and I would obsessively read their reviews and chat in their forums, and I remained active there. And then Touch Arcade streamed on a mobile game stream site called Mob Crush, and I had no clue what streaming was. I had no motivation to ever look at streams. I still don't really watch streams to this day. It's just not my thing. I appreciate like clips or like uploaded clips of streams, but I'm not the type to attend streams in real time and chat. I don't know why. It's just never been my thing. I guess I just enjoyed streaming more. But I would attend those streams on Touch Arcade and get to know the separate writers and creators for the Touch Arcade website. And I would chat with them, get to know them on a first name basis. And then I got hired by Touch Arcade, and I started streaming for Mob Crush around that time. And so I would write reviews about games, and you can find many of my reviews back in the day. I think it was back in 2017, actually, which is a long time ago now. 2017. So I wrote for Touch Arcade for about a year. And during that year, I streamed for Mob Crush religiously, became a partner with them, and had a couple sponsorships that paid me handsomely, actually, for back in the day for Mob Crush and stuff. It was really awesome. It was very cool to experience that time in my mobile gaming career, so to speak, or mobile gaming hobby. And then I eventually migrated to Twitch whenever Mob Crush kind of brain farted and took the platform in a horrible direction, in my opinion. And now they're just kind of a multi-stream service, kind of a tool like Streamlabs. Really destroyed. If they were still a thing nowadays, they'd be huge, because mobile gaming, a lot of people watch only mobile games, and their platform would be huge if they would have made it mobile centric. But that's another tangent. Sorry. Just going with the flow. And now that is when, around where my Mob Crush partnership ended, that's when I started kind of experimenting with YouTube a bit more. I had uploaded a little bit because my stream always asked, do you have a YouTube channel? We want to see more content from you. You have to start a YouTube channel. Please just start a YouTube channel. Because at this time I was getting hundreds of viewers at a time on Mob Crush, and multiple, like hundreds of followers a day, which is crazy to think about back in the day, because I get nowhere near that streaming now, because the streaming space is so convoluted. And so I started that YouTube channel. I kind of experimented with it, didn't really know how to make thumbnails. I didn't really have, this is before screen recording and other tools made it easier to record your gameplay and stuff. And so I had to use a MacBook, and I was borrowing a MacBook at the time to use QuickTime to screen record and record all of the gameplay and stuff. So it was a lot harder for me to create content. And so I kind of just uploaded here and there. And then after my Mob Crush partnership ended, and I stopped writing for Touch Arcade, I started focusing a little bit more on YouTube and kind of like learning and uploading semi-regularly. And this is talking like once every 2 weeks, maybe once every week, maybe once every month. And eventually I would take breaks for like a year at a time. So this channel is actually pretty old, but I didn't upload consistently and really put in effort until this year. And it really paid off, in my opinion. I'm sure some people are like, dude, you have 1K subs. Like, that's not big at all. Like, people sometimes get that in literally a day, even if they're small. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But when you're covering variety mobile gaming content, it's really hard to grow, because I feel like people are subbing for you almost, in a way. If your content's really good, then they're going to sub for your content. But when it comes to variety content, I feel like they have to like you to some degree as well. And maybe that sounds really conceited. And I hope you guys, I hope you guys appreciate me, and it's not just solely for the content. And if it's solely for the content, that's awesome. That means I'm on the right track and my content is getting up there in quality, which is the goal. But yeah, that's why I feel like this has always been, if this wasn't a passion of mine, and obviously I'm not talking about my background in mobile gaming, we've already figured out how that happened and stuff. Now I'm just flowing with whatever I'm talking about. What a jumbled mess, but I hope you guys are enjoying. But if this wasn't a passion, I would have quit long ago. I would have quit after like a month or two, because YouTube is a hard space to grow on, especially when you're so niche with mobile gaming. If I stuck to one mobile game and just grinded it out and uploaded every day for one mobile game, I could grow so much faster. But that's not where my passion is. And I know if you're not just doing something that you're passionate and you're enjoying, you're going to experience burnout. You're going to experience negative mental health issues from it. And you're just not going to feel the love that you had before while creating content. And I don't ever want to experience that. And I feel like variety streamers and variety content creators always have a better experience overall, in my opinion, from what I've seen and researched. And my passion is in providing you guys mobile gaming content, and it's going to be variety and introducing you guys to great mobile games to play and enjoy, and maybe put things on your radar that you didn't even know existed, and just like whatever I feel like doing, I'm going to upload it. You guys have seen some weird stuff. Like just recently I uploaded about Netflix's new gaming service. Like that doesn't necessarily really correspond or fit in with the rest of my content, but I did it because I felt like it. I've done like a weird review for a gaming energy drink back in the day with Ma Energy, and it's always has to do with mobile gaming to some degree. But if I feel like doing something different just for one video to spice it up and mix it up, I do that, and I enjoy that, and I'm so grateful that you guys allow me to do that and still support those random one-off videos. They're not as popular, but they still get views, and you guys still appreciate them. So I'm very grateful for this mobile gaming channel. I'm very grateful that I have a passion for mobile games still to this day, and I haven't felt any burnout from YouTube at all. I've loved every second of creating content for this channel, and I've loved getting to know each and every one of you, and every one of your comments seriously add fuel to the fire. I know for a fact if I didn't see you regular commenters, and you know who you are, or new commenters, or whoever you are, I know for a fact if you guys didn't comment, my passion wouldn't be as great as it is today for this channel and creating content, and I wouldn't be as motivated still. I still would be because of my passion overall, but it really, really does help. And sometimes, like, I don't know how to convey to you how much I appreciate your guys' support, whether it's just lurking and just watching the video, never saying a thing, or even if you don't comment or like, I just appreciate you guys watching and giving my content a chance. And those regular core few, you have no idea. None of this growth would have been possible if it weren't for you, core few, that watch every single upload. And that is the whole reason this channel grows at all, and the whole reason any of this gets pushed out to new viewers, because that's what truly counts, is you guys appreciating the content and giving it a try and watching it through. And so I guess this is just kind of an end of the year thank you to each and every one of you. And you hear this on YouTube all the time from big content creators, small content creators, but I truly hope you guys can understand and feel my gratitude to you guys, and that I have loved getting to know you guys, and I really do value your feedback. And I feel like this is our channel. I try to word that as often as possible. It may be my channel technically, but it truly is our channel, and this is a city. This is a Mint City where we all reside, and we appreciate mobile gaming, and it's a collaborative effort, and we will grow together, and I will always remember the beginnings of this channel, no matter where it goes. If it stays, if it stagnates, I'm still going to do it, and I truly mean that. So didn't see it going in this direction, but I hope you guys have kept with me this far. But I just truly wanted to thank you guys for an amazing year, and for the support on the top 10 mobile games of 2021 video. It's trending. It's performing better than any of my most recent 10 uploads, which is great. And I kind of expected that. I tried to put extra effort in writing a script and keeping it more formatted and putting a little extra effort in there, because it is a once a year upload. And I appreciate you guys giving it the attention that you have. And so if you haven't, make sure you guys go check that video out. It's going to be one of the more recent uploads before this one. And it's always my favorite upload of the year. And you can find maybe a great mobile game that you'll enjoy. And so I know it's subjective. And so maybe your favorite mobile game didn't make it on that list, but those were my favorites. And so I hope you guys appreciate that. But now that we got all of that weird history and stuff, and don't forget to let me know what got you guys into mobile gaming and why you enjoy mobile gaming so much. I'm very, very interested to know that. If you made it this far, you might as well comment. Come on. And leave a like while you're at it. Hey. But now that we've got that cheesy thank you and gratitude and all that out of the way too, now going into the mobile gaming space currently, Foregone released on mobile. Oh my goodness. This is an indie game. You guys know I love indie games. That's the only single player games I pretty much play ever is indie games at this point. And I never, I never thought this would come to mobile. I waited forever for Sparklight to come to mobile because I had a weird feeling that it would. And it did. But now someone was pulling in my driveway. I had to turn around and look. Now, Foregone came, and I am so excited. Now, Foregone, I am working on a review currently. I'm very familiar with the game. I've streamed the game on Twitch when it first came out on PS4, and I did enjoy my time with it. And a lot of people write it off as a Dead Cells clone, but it actually does quite a few things differently, and it does have kind of that Dead Cells inspiration to it. But man, am I excited to give you guys my review for that game. I'm working really hard on it because I feel like a lot of people need this review in determining whether it's a good mobile port or not. But definitely check it out if you guys like Metroidvania games. That's one of my favorite single-player genres to play is Metroidvanias. But Foregone just came out, wanted to put that on your radar. And if you're hesitant, just wait for my review. It will be out shortly. Or maybe it's already out by the time I upload this podcast, but I was very excited for that. We continue to see solid quality ports. That's kind of a spoiler for my review if I haven't uploaded it before this, but it's exciting to see more solid quality ports on mobile. Mobile is being treated as a platform, at least on Switch level, and the Switch is a fantastic platform for indie games, and we're seeing mobile is slowly getting more and more quality ports of quality indie games, and I'm so excited for that. And then also, while we're on the subject, I finished Power On, which is an Xbox documentary series. It's a 6-part series, and it is one of the best gaming documentaries I have watched ever. This is up there with Indie Game, in my opinion. And there's not a lot of gaming documentaries out there, so I highly suggest you guys go check that out. And I know that has to do with Xbox, but Xbox has shown a lot of love towards mobile, getting mobile ready for their cloud gaming platform with their Xbox Games Pass. And it was just very eye-opening to see how far ahead Xbox has been in the gaming space and how many things they have pioneered that I completely forgot because I grew up on the Xbox and the Xbox 360. And then I switched over to PS4, which is ironic because they kind of touch on that and how many people switched to PS4 for that generation. And now I'm back with the Xbox Series S. But if you're interested in mobile gaming, I think you guys will be very interested to see at least towards the end because they do it in chronological order of like the systems that they came out with and stuff. And in the 6th episode, they touch on cloud service gaming and cloud gaming and their focus on wanting to be able to play anything on anything, and they focus on mobile specifically for that. And I just think it's a cool documentary to support, especially for mobile gamers, because it's a really cool thing to have a mobile device and be able to play on the Xbox Games Pass. So that's a high recommendation from me. I'm a documentary junkie, if you guys didn't know that about me. That's a majority of what I watch content-wise whenever I'm watching on Netflix or Hulu or anything, even YouTube. A majority of what I watch is documentaries. And so that's a high recommendation from me if you guys enjoy gaming and documentaries. And it does have to do with mobile gaming because of the Xbox Games Pass, like I've said before. So those are the main things I wanted to talk about. Again, please let me know any of your thoughts, opinions, any answers to the questions I've asked you guys in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like, pop a comment, and sub if you guys are new. I love you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the official episode 1 of the Minty Mobile Games podcast. Again, I know I've rambled. I know it wasn't super rigid with a set bullet point list of things to talk about, but I wanted it to be another episode of being very discussion based, going with the flow. Just feels like I'm talking to you guys directly and almost as if you could just talk back to me and tell me your guys' opinions. So I hope it entertained you during your commute or while you're doing whatever task or hobby that you're doing on the side with this in the background, because that's my goal. I want this to be your go-to on the commute or as a side thing to listen to as you're doing other tasks. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, leave any feedback for me in the comment section down below. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year, and the channel is going to continue to grow, and hopefully the quality of content of this channel will continue to grow as well, because that's the goal. I see no stopping. All right, guys. I love you. Stay safe and take it easy.